What's going on YouTube? You're chilling with Bulky Bookerson, and we are back with another part of Let's Play Bravely Default Blind. Last time we learned a lot about Derosso's past, and I think we're going to learn quite a bit more now.
Look! Such fierce flames.
Though I wish not to remember that day, it is indelibly etched upon my mind.
How did you survive?
The Orthodoxy lay siege and would accept no surrender. My mother, father, relatives, and my people lay dead. It was then I set our castle ablaze. But as the flames began to lick my body, something slipped into me. Betrayed by the precepts I believed in, was I not bitter? Robbed of my beloved homeland, my dearest of kin, my people, slain. Amid such despair, was I content to simply welcome death? Nay, I heard a voice. Accept me, and I shall grant life everlasting. Though it shall be filled with grief, thou shalt have all eternity to wreak vengeance upon thine enemies. Did I forge a dark pact with some fiendish entity that day? Or was it a rebirth, triggered by a future me, reaching back to the past? Panicked upon failing to find my body, the Orthodoxy chose to denounce my family and me as ghoulish vampires. Thus have I been living an immortal existence ever since.
Then the name Vampire Castle is...
A lie that has been perpetrated by the Orthodoxy for some 2,400 years.
Yeah, okay, we get it. 2,400 years.
Though it is true I am immortal, I am no vampire. I find the smell of blood too revolting to ever drink it. Having said that, I have done naught to quell the rumors. In truth, I endeavored to embellish them. My ability to transform myself into a bat and grow these fangs are the fruits of many years. Long, long years of effort. Tell me, O Vestal of the Wind, what does the Crystal Orthadoxy have to say about the passing of the first Grand Patriarch?
He chose the second Grand Patriarch and prayed for peace and the well-being of the faithful as he passed peacefully from this world.
Passed peacefully from this world, you say? I know the truth to be far different.
Let me guess, he killed him.
What do you mean?
The first Grand Patriarch was assassinated, along with his Archbishop, the man who had been my bane. The assassin himself tells you this. There is no other truth.
Yep, thought so.
That was when I forsook this land. Soon after, sightings of the vampire Lester Derosso began to crop up throughout the world. I became a veritable Duke of Darkness, forging ties with those bearing hatred toward the Orthodoxy, and those it had oppressed. I was the enemy of man, the hated and feared vampire. But more than that, I was known as the arch-enemy of the Orthodoxy. And after some 500 years, a fateful encounter with one whom you all know well.
By any chance, is that Yulana?
No. Let us leave the matter for another time.
I mean, we never really know exactly how old Yulana is, so for all we know, it could be, right? I mean, there's nothing to say that it's not Yulana. No, anyway. Well, there's nothing to say that this is possibly the last thing. Oh, there's a chest right there. I have to go back. Alright. Some people said that this was going to be... Okay, another portrait. Probably going to be more monologuing, but you know what? I'm okay. Magic armlets. Do I already have those? Demonic armlets that greatly raise mind. Why are they demonic? Raises mind by 20. Good lord. Okay, let me just check. My mind is 56, so 76. That'd be so damn good. But I don't think it's enough to forsake 500 HP. Maybe later, but Right now, I kind of need that HP. And I can take magic attacks well enough as it is, so I think I'm okay. Did I just hear a bat? Not vampire. Did I just hear a bat? Lamia's Tiara. Alright, well, let's see what this is. Lamia's Tiara. An intricate tiara that nullifies charm. Finally, something to nullify fucking charm! M attack down by 1, but M defense up by 1, and P defense up by 1. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. I don't mind taking a small reduction in magical attack for that. Like, seriously, charm is such a bitch. Especially again that red mage battle. I can't... Derosso. I mean, for all I know, Derosso is a descendant, but it's never proven. Or, it's not been proven so far, so I can't say. No adventurer, so more monologuing, I guess. More fire?
A battlefield landscape?
Why don't you just save us the trouble and walk along with us?
It represents the long and hard-fought war between the Orthodoxy and we denizens of darkness. For 500 years, my thirst for vengeance remained unsated. It had also been 500 years since the Orthodoxy had been founded. The world was in the midst of an age of seafaring and piracy. Compared to the great exchange of ideas and information, the once hallowed Orthodoxy began to lose its luster. The authority of the Grand Patriarch and the Orthodoxy itself began to wane. Fearing irrelevancy, the Grand Patriarchy acted rashly to regain its authority. This led to the unusual decision to select a commoner, the gifted young Yulana, for an important task.
Yep, Yulana.
Yulana? Sage Yulana?
Yes, indeed. At age 20, the young Yulana became High Inquisitor of the Crystal Orthadoxy.
It's hard to believe he ever was young.
It was no laughing matter, for there was no one more skilled at rooting out enemies of the faith than he. The shadowy ones, those who had been working against the Orthodoxy, were crushed by the host he led.
Wow.
In the several decades that saw him age, I cannot count the number of times we have crossed swords, he and I. In the great battle waged on the Karka Plain, the might of our clashing forces rent the very earth into a vast rift.
You mean the rift under Ison Bridge?
In the battle at the foot of Mount Fragmentum, our armies smote the mountain to its very roots.
So that's how that ravine was created.
And in the battle fought on the Harina Plain, the once fertile earth was reduced to desolation. The loss of that fertile plain is believed to have ushered in the downfall of the Harina dynasty.
To think any sort of battle could change the face of the earth so.
We fought our final battle 1800 years ago on the Norende Heights in the land of Kaldisla.
The Norende Heights? That's where the Great Chasm opened up!
In the end, Yulana, High Inquisitor of the Crystal Orthadoxy, utterly defeated me. Lord Derosso, leader of the Shadows.
You were defeated? But you're here with us today.
Yes, well, there was more to that final battle than meets the eye. You see, I ceded the glory of victory to young Yulana that day. I say young in my reckoning, for he was already 100 then.
Jesus.
Yulana returned triumphantly to Eternia with what he claimed to be my remains. What he brought them was not human. And when the Templar attacked the head temple 15 years past, it is said they found my tomb deep underground. Ever dreading the darkness and my return, the Orthodoxy kept those duplicitous remains under arcane seal for over 1,000 years. 'Tis a tale replete with irony, is it not?
So Yulana just let him go, is what I'm hearing here.
Lord Derosso's war landscape.
It's hard to imagine a war lasting 500 years.
Well, he is immortal, so yeah. Not that hard to believe when you consider that. Man, I'm getting so interested in this. Derosso was like the first freedom fighter. This is awesome. And Yulana, well, apparently he's quite the badass. Ooh, Mega Elixir. Wait, Mega Elixir, doesn't that mean... Probably not, but maybe it means I'm on the final floor? Probably not, but it's just... It's like that. It's a pattern. Like, I'll run into elixirs and Mega Elixirs, like, right before a battle or something, and... I don't know, it's just become pretty much standard. Oh, more talking. Is that more fire? What is that? I can't even make that out. Well, what you got to say now, Derosso?
That is Sage Yulana.
Yes, indeed. No one would mistake such a man for young now. Having put down the blood-sucking Lord Derosso, bane of the Crystal Orthadoxy, he became the first ever commoner to become an archbishop. Perhaps it was a small honor they threw his way, for he was already 101 years old and would not long count among the living.
That makes it sound despicable.
Agreed. The truth is, however, that was when Yulana's plot was at its most clever.
What?
The sage's plot? What was he plotting?
He was taking measures to separate you Vestals and the faithful among the people from the Orthodoxy's corruption.
Oh!
After serving some 80 years, he had witnessed firsthand how corrupt the institution had become. Should nothing be done, it would not be long before the putrid poison would do harm to the most innocent of the faith. So it was he vowed to rid the Orthodoxy of the source of this poison, the concentration of power.
But how?
For the great feat of defeating me, Yulana had been made Archbishop, but in name only. But such was not key to his plot. Timing was the key. The proper time to separate the Vestals and the faithful from the Orthodoxy.
And just what timing would that be?
The great upthrust of the Eternian Highlands. At the time, the Highlands were not so formidable as they are today. But a colossal movement of earth and rock thrust the Highlands to lofty heights, thereby isolating Eternia from the world.
Hold on a moment. He was waiting for the Earth to move? How could he have known when such an event would take place?
I shall tell you in time. For now I will say this. Yulana bided his time till the Orthodoxy was cut off from the world. And at last, it happened. The Highlands ringing Eternia did thrust up to about half its height today. The Orthodoxy-ruled Eternia now found itself completely isolated, for this was an age preceding the airship. And while the Earth Crystal remained in their keep, control of the crystals of fire, water, and wind was returned to their respective temples. This, what you believe to be the true form of crystalism, is the fruit of Yulana's efforts.
That was the sage's doing? I won't ever call him a miserable old lech again. Sage.
Wow, okay, so he just waited for the Earth to move and got all the despicable people on the isolated part. Makes sense.
A portrait of the Archbishop.
He looks just as he does today, save for that elaborate attire.
I wonder if Derosso, like, shared some immortality with him or some shit. That would be kind of cool. Alright, he said he'd tell us later, so I'm assuming that means more exposition, right? Oh, I see a side quest. Does that mean that we're on the final floor? Well, whether... Oh, he's there! Okay, well, let's see what's going on first at this portrait, then we'll get to him.
What is that glowing jewel-like object? I could swear I've seen something like that before.
I believe you have seen a similar sight countless times. It is known as an asterisk.
An asterisk? As in those objects we possess?
Yes, indeed. The second stage in Yulana's plot against the Orthodoxy's authority was to deprive them of the power to grant vocations.
Grant vocations? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Before Yulana intervened, special approval was required to change vocations within the Crystal Orthadoxy. In this way, the institution grew rich through fat profits they called alms.
Alms?
Oh, so the Orthodoxy cornered the job market and the fees to participate therein.
Oh.
In layman's terms, yes. But Yulana exposed this fact before the reigning Grand Patriarch. It was then that Yulana approached panicked high officials and the Grand Patriarch himself with a proposal of pure genius. He showed them a stone known as an asterisk, saying the granting of vocation should be based on it, overseen by the Orthodoxy. Those who sought such vocations would apply to the Orthodoxy and pay a fair price. Anyone with the means to pay could thus learn a new job.
That's no different from the old system where people had to pay alms.
No different indeed. But the Grand Patriarch and his officials had not but the material profits of the Orthodoxy in mind. Hence, they accepted Yulana's proposal without question, even appointing him to the important position of overseeing the new asterisk system.
I fail to see how that really changed anything.
Well, it did far more than you would guess, for he was the only one who knew how to make the asterisk stones.
So wait, we can just go to Yulana and make any new class we want?
Why, that wily old fox?
So it was Yulana robbed the Orthodoxy of its authority to grant jobs and took it for himself.
What of the Orthodoxy's profits? Wouldn't they demand Yulana transfer the proceeds to their coffers?
Yulana was long gone. Abandoning the seat of Archbishop, he fled with his knowledge of the asterisk craft. He also took arms and armor the Orthodoxy had seized from around the world, items of such power that their use was forbidden. He took them all and sealed them away in a hidden location. They now lie secreted away against the day the Orthodoxy's tyranny or some other impending doom threatens the people.
Oh, awesome. I hope I can find that stuff. That'd be awesome equipment.
He then hid himself in Yulana woods until those who knew him reached the end of their natural lives. But that did not take long, for I led the forces of the shadows to ensure their swift demise.
Oh my god, Yulana, you wily old... Oh, you did, like Adia said, that wily old fox. He was really, really smart.
I had always believed the Crystal Orthodoxy required not but the crystals, the vestals, and the faithful. With the institution free of corruption, I returned to my homeland of Eternia after a 700-year absence. Where my family's castle once stood, I built a fortress of ice from whence I have been watching over the Orthodoxy's head temple. Meanwhile, Yulana retired to that land to tend to the Vestals, but you know of that better than I.
Say Juliana.
Wow. Wow! Wow, Yulana is freaking awesome! He's even more awesome than Derosso. Derosso was like the main guy. He was like the main culprit against them, but it's like they were so distracted with Derosso that they completely trusted the guy that quote-unquote took him down. And just the guy who quote-unquote took him down is like, alright, let's go ahead and get rid of this rotten flesh. And bam! Corruption gone.
Sage Yulana created asterisks to chip away at the Crystal Orthodoxy's authority.
And then he just went ahead and stole all their weapons. That's just awesome. That is totally, totally awesome. Man, he is a bona fide badass. Ah. So good. So good. Lilith Rod. Ooh. New equipment for Agnes, maybe? Whoops. Wait. Why do I have the Dark Shield? Oh, that's why. I equipped the Ice Flame Shield for reasons. So now for the dragons. That's right. Okay, so let's see if I can actually the Lilith Rod. Rod that casts single target Asper. Triggers the Asper effect when used as an item. Oh, okay. So you pretty much never run out of... You don't have to be a Dark Mage in order to get your MP back. Alright, fair enough. I'll stick with the Magic Knife. Gives me a lot more magic. Or M attack. Well, we got the adventure here, so that means we've got Derosso. Or I'm assuming Derosso. AI friend, yeah, Buddy Bot. Screw off, Buddy Bot. Oh man, so much story, so much really good story. Okay, so we're gonna call it that. We're gonna call that for now. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back to this because there's no way in hell I'm not recording the next episode like right now. I'm definitely gonna do it right now. So hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the playlist, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.